left, came back. They try to hit him with the premeditated thing. So here's what some of the legal defenses said, and some of the and the city's police and attorneys, etc. said. So he returned home, retrieved a firearm, came back over to the residence, and fired multiple rounds into the shower, killing the intruder. And this came from the Mason County Sheriff, Lieutenant Travis Adams said, this is what he said about the situation. While it remains unclear how long Rosa was in the house before the homeowner arrived, the police said the homeowner had enough time to call the police before shooting the intruder. And, quote, certainly he had an opportunity to call law enforcement at that time. Adams added, and we've contacted our local prosecutor to explain the circumstances to him, and he agrees that second-degree murder was an appropriate charge in this case. Wow. So, I completely have a legal background, to be technical. That is considered a premeditated crime. And luckily they didn't hit him with premeditated murder because, like, you got to be careful in this situation. Even if somebody's in your home, the law still feels like it's ways to handle situations. But I personally feel if he shot him with the intent to hurt him, maybe he might be a lesser charge, but now he's hitting you with second-degree murder. I mean, he's going to have to lawyer up because I feel him. I come in my house, I come home, and some dude is taking a shower. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. So, but that's a crazy story, but do understand the law, how the law works in the state of Washington. Interesting. So speaking of basketball and sports news, right now I want to take a moment of silence for Derrick Rose's career. Not only is Derrick Rose out for the season, but he has a tear in his meniscus in his left knee. So I think Derrick Rose needs to find out whatever doctor or whatever Eastern medicine Kobe went to go do. Because Derrick Rose, you need some milk, okay? You shouldn't be damaging your knees every season, and it's always towards the point of the season where the team needs you the most. And it's going into April, getting ready for playoffs, positioning for playoffs. The Knicks have somewhat of a chance, and now you're hurt. And now this is how basketball and politics work. You're now about to become a free agent. Now you're becoming a free agent. You know what that means. They're going to get you up out of New York. I mean, this is crazy. Derrick Rose, I'm so sorry. You're a hometown kid. Stand up, Chi-Town. But I was all for you leaving Chicago because they wasn't trying to correctly build around you. But you're injury prone, man, and I hope you got some of that guaranteed money left because your career is about over with. And yeah, so once again, rest in peace to your career because I think it's dead. For real. So here's some interesting news, and I think you all find very, very interesting. So I told y'all I'd be staying away from the Trump news, but this is Trump, but this is not Don. So this story is about, of course, his wife, Ivana Trump. And this story is going into, it sparked from a 60 minutes. So they was on 60 Minutes. And on 60 Minutes, a lot of people seen the interview. And so if you watch The Daily Show, speaking of The Daily Show, Trevor Noah, the black guy on there, had some things to say about how he felt about Ivana Trump. And so let's get into, I'll give you a little background on what happened on 60 Minutes. So the Trump family appeared on 60 Minutes, and Ivana Trump was asked by Leslie Stahl if she was going to be a part of her father's administration. To which she answered, no. This is what the quote was. I'm going to be a daughter, but I've said throughout the campaign that I'm very passionate about certain issues and that I want to fight for them. So, there's a lot of things that I feel deeply, strongly about, but not in a formal administrative capacity. So earlier this week, last week actually, 4 months since the interview and just 2 months into her father's presidency, it was announced that Ivanka Trump had taken a job as a White House advisor. I'm just going to stop right there and say, what the hell are you going to advise anybody on? I mean, they just giving anybody a golly. I mean, it's crazy because Trump offered so many people jobs, and so many people have turned down positions to be in the White House. Like, who would not love to be in the White House, have that stature of a job, and now you subject to now hiring family members? Jesus Christ. I mean, your own daughter as well, but she's a White House advisor. So anyway, quote from Ivanka Trump: "I've heard the concerns some have with my advisor. Yes, this is true. The president, in my personal capacity, while voluntarily complying with all ethics rules, and I will instead serve as an unpaid employee in the White House, subject to all of the same rules as other federal employees," Ivanka Trump said in a statement. "Throughout this process, I have been working closely and in good faith with the White House counsel and my personal counsel to address the unprecedented nature of my role. In a nutshell, Ivanka is considered a federal employee, a White House employee. She just doesn't get paid. Honestly, she probably doesn't even need it." So, Trevor Noah did not take Ivanka's new employment lightly. He replayed the clip of Ivanka saying that she was going to be a daughter and added, "You're a liar." And there's more to that story, but I wanted to leave it right there because I appreciate Trevor Noah for putting her on blast, because, yeah, Trump, you got too many. I mean, that's like Obama when he was in office going to get somebody from the south side of Chicago and said, "Hey, I need you to advise me on be a White House advisor." I mean, it's no different than him hiring his daughter or her taking a position as that. Come on. I mean, whew. Tough situation, funny situation. But real quick, so tonight, like I said, tonight on Mondays, it's going to be an hour. It's going to be the hour power, and I want to lead up and build up my momentum for Thursdays and Saturday shows. And so Mondays is a recap show. So I want to get into now our topic of the night, and I'm gonna give you a score. So in the first half of the NCAA final championship game, and right now Gonzaga is up 21-19, and phone lines are open too. Phone lines are open. 444-641-9606. Phone lines are open, and I want to hear from you. What's on your mind? Talk to me. How do you feel about Trump's daughter being a White House advisor but not getting paid, but she's getting the same rules and treatment as a federal employee? But the topic of tonight, and I know some of you all were on Instagram chiming in and were saying they want to definitely talk about this. So tonight's topic is what I spoke to, and shout out to Kezia. She called in and we spoke about this on Saturday a little bit. So the question was, does having more than 2 children, different fathers or different mothers, does that make you a hoe? Now, I'm gonna tell you a funny story that's personal to me. I only have one child. Shout out to my son as well. But I dated a girl. I was younger, way younger than, and I dated a young lady who had 3 kids. Now, I'm going to tell you, I had a stupid ideology at the time, on women that had multiple kids. I felt that, I'm gonna tell you, like, this is the Man Cave Show. I keep it real. So I was like, man, shorty got 3 kids. I know she a freak. And I dated her for a few months and got to know her and got close, and as we progressed, and the sex was just whack. So my expectations was to be like, I didn't expect her to be a thought pocket. I just expected her to be more of a sexual person. I'm like, you got 3 kids. Either you super fertile or you a freak. Really that simple. And so as we dated, and I just talked to her, I asked her one day, I was like, I noticed that, you do X, Y, and Z, and you not into it or this and that. I know it ain't me, man. I'm a very, sexual being, when I'm in a relationship, I'm saying, etc. But so I asked her, I was like, hey, are you just, your time just came and went because you got 3 kids, or, I'm like, what's up? And she was like, no, I just got pregnant. She got pregnant young. And then she was like, the time she got pregnant, she never believed in not having the babies, etc. But she really wasn't that big of a sexual person. And I was just blown. I was just blown by that, because I'm like, I'm like, what? So 2 things I learned from that, that encounter. One, when you're in a relationship or dealing with somebody, before you even ask qualifying questions. I should have asked at that point when I got to know her. She was so sweet. She was a beautiful young lady, but I should have asked her if she was really about that life. Because, baby girl, you got 3 kids. I know, one, if you got 3 kids, you ain't about to tell me you putting me on no 90-day plan that, like, I gotta wait 90 days, 60 days, whatever. There's no way in hell you thinking I wait. There's no way in hell you got 3 kids. I'm waiting for that. It's no questions. What do you have to lose? But I learned to ask qualifying questions, and then 2, I learned that never judge a book by its cover. So I gotta call her, man. Let's see. Hold on. I hope this ain't her. Let me see who this is.
Call her, man.
All right, thank you for calling the Man Cave Show. Simply United Radio, WSUT. This is the Man Cave Show. Who's this?
What's going on? It's UG from Chicago.
UG, what's up, cuz?
What's going on?
My best friend calling in, man. It took you 12 episodes to call in, I see.
What's going on, cuz? I had to call in when I heard the topic tonight, because, I deal with women with multiple kids.
Man, so please tell me, do you think that a woman that has multiple kids, is she a thought bucket?
No, I disagree. Because there's a lot of thought buckets that don't have any kids. So just because a woman has kids doesn't make her a thought bucket. Like, I disagree with that strongly. I just think that, because nowadays, you have 6 to 20, 30, 0 kids, but they out here, having more sexual partners than us guys do at times.
Damn, that's real. Now the question poses both ways, and so I might get a female response in a little bit, but for a man that may have multiple kids, does that make a man a hoe because he has multiple baby mamas or more than one child? You know what I'm saying? So how you feel about that?